Hi there guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. Today I've got a bit of a vinyl finds video. I'm going to be talking about some new records that I've picked up over the last couple of 3 weeks. We've got some Who, we've got some Beatles, and another Lana Del Rey. This last week or two, everyone's been pretty much Beatles out, I think, what with the release of the Red and the Blue albums and Now and Then. I'm not going to talk much about the Red and Blue albums. I haven't actually bought them yet. I wanted the box set, but I was a bit late to the party on that and missed out on the box set. So I think I'm possibly getting them for Christmas, and it's right on top of Christmas. We're in November now, so I'm holding off from buying them till the new year, just in case I get them for Christmas. However, I have downloaded them digitally. I've been listening to them in headphones, etc. So I have drawn my own conclusions on the Red and the Blue albums. Maybe I'll do a review video in the next week or so. I know there's been loads of review videos out there. Norman Maslov's done his, TJR's done his, you know, there's loads out there. But I thought, you know, I'll let the dust settle a bit and I'll go and do mine. But today I want to showcase a Discogs seller who I've been dealing with for the last 4 years. When I've gone back on my Discogs purchases, I've bought a significant amount of records from him over the last 4 years, probably about, I don't know, about 20 records or so, 20 or 30 records. And it's only just dawned on me that no one really shouts out when they have good experiences on Discogs. People are quite quick to sort of throw the grenades at the sellers that give less than good product. We will not talk about the near mint version of David Life I got about 6 months ago. I have still got that, and I'm keeping it to drag out whenever I want to have a slag off at a Discogs seller. But today is different. I'm going to be showcasing a seller, Zolbodan, I think his Discogs name is. That's his shop up on the screen now. I've got nothing but good things to say about him. Look, he's human. He sometimes makes mistakes, but he's really quick to admit them. He's really transparent. I've had nothing but good experiences with him, so for that reason I'm going to showcase him today. I've got 3 records from him over the last 2 weeks, and they've all been description wise spot on, bar one, which was a bit of a he dropped the ball very slightly, but I sort of highlighted it to him and he said he was a bit up in the air as to what the grading should be, and I totally understand that because it is a bit borderline. But anyway, so vinyl finds, the first one that I've got here is a fantastic record. I'm going to get this out of the I've got it in a Japanese sleeve at the moment, but what we've got here is an original German first pressing of Tommy. Now I've listened to this, it's on the Polydor label. This comes with the numbered booklet. I forget how much I paid for this, 30 or 40 quid, something like that. Something, I can't remember exactly the exact figure, but it comes in the fully laminated, oh God, the fully laminated sleeve with the trifold as it should for Tommy. It also comes with the booklet, numbered booklet, and this is in really good VG to VG plus condition jacket. The records themselves, I'll tell you now, there's little if any spindle marks on those records. These are absolutely pristine. I can't shout out enough about this. I may do a comparison. I've got the recent Abbey Road remaster, so I may do a comparison between this and that one. Mike Esposito done a shootout, sorry, between this and a few other versions. The UK track is the best version you can get. Everyone says that. You won't get much change from about £150 for a UK track. This is a close second. So if your budget doesn't stretch to buying a UK track, get a German Polydor first pressing, get it at a snip, 40 quid-ish, and you won't be disappointed. Sounds really, really good. Excellent pressing of the Who's Tommy. Right, the next one is another Zobodan purchase, and this is continuing my collection of Beatles stereo records. I've got all the monos, but about 6 months ago I started to consciously try and buy the most reasonably priced not first pressings, but pressings that use the first masters. So the first one I've got here, I can't believe I've got this. This is fantastic. This is fantastic, and this was again 30-40 quid, and that is Sergeant Pepper. Now this is a 1969 one box EMI. This comes in the fully laminated flip back cover. This also has the cutouts, as you would expect, but it also comes with the to be expected sepia EMI inner, which is in excellent condition. Now to the important bit. Let's get that back in there. Now to the important part, the record itself. This is a one EMI box Parlophone, 1969. But the matrix numbers of this are the all-important -1-1, which tells you this was pressed from the original masters. So save some money. Don't get a first pressing. Get a 1969-1-1. It's exactly the same for a quarter of the price, which is fantastic. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. These laminated jackets are beautiful. I love these old laminated jackets as well. Really, really good. So the next one, next Beatles. I've got another Beatles album. This is the one where I think he dropped the ball slightly, but it's still really in good nick and not to be sniffed at. And that is another one, Beatles for Sale. This is I'd like to say it's another 1969. Probably 1970 actually, because this is a 2-box EMI. There's the record. So let's take it out so there's the record, up the right way. So yeah, it's a 2 EMI box, but again, this is in pristine condition. It's been played, but it's been lightly played. Very few, if any, spindle marks. But again, the all-important -1-1 matrix, which designates it as being pressed from the first set of masters. Now this is where he sort of dropped the ball a little bit on the jacket. I think this is probably a VG rather than VG Plus. The jacket's okay. It's got a few creases, which is okay. It is the flip back, which is good, but on the back, the lamination's starting to delaminate there. I don't know if you can see that slightly. He did actually state that in the write-up. He said the rear is slightly wrinkled, but you know, it's actually where it's delaminating. You can see it's delaminating there, but all in all, you know, you've got to think, how old is this record? It's an old record, and it's, you know, the actual record itself is in excellent condition and plays really, really well, nice and quiet. And that is the Beatles For Sale. Now, final Beatles record for today. I did my review of Now and Then the other week. At that time I didn't own it on record. I have just purchased it actually, and I was going to try and get the 12-inch, unavailable, so I got the 7-inch, but this is the blue vinyl version. I must admit it does come in a nice polylined inner. You do get a lyric sheet with it, and then a blurb that tells you all about it, which is okay. There's the front cover and the hype sticker, Now and Then, the new single, marble vinyl. And the Love Me Do. The Love Me Do version on this is the original 62 7-inch single mix with Ringo on drums. There's no tambourine on it. You can tell the difference. There's two versions. There's a version with tambourine and a version without tambourine. The version with tambourine has got a drummer called Alan White on it, on drums. Ringo was relegated to playing tambourine, but this is minus the tambourine, which tells me this is the original 62 7-inch single mix, which is quite hard to get hold of, but this has been remixed by Giles Martin. What do I think of it? I've now got it on vinyl, and I've heard it on vinyl. It's okay. It's very heavy on the bass, maybe a bit woolly. It's okay. It's okay. I still think that front cover is atrocious, though. I think that cover looks like they've got a you know, some art student at a school, a senior school or something, just to come up with some sort of cover, and they've used a Letraset or something. You know, it's dreadful. How they signed off on that, I do not know. I really don't understand it. Of all the designs they could have had a really good montage, like a picture of the Beatles as they are or were when they recorded this, and maybe one of the last photographs of Lennon. They could have done a really good job, but we get that, which I think is pretty poor, really. Rant over. And the last one that I've got, the last record I want to share with you today, is another record for my Lana Del Rey collection, and I want to have a little moan about this as well. Right, so the record today is Honeymoon, which is a fantastic record. I think this was her second album. I have to look that up, can't remember. Right, so you'll notice I've got it in one of these big bags, and that's because it doesn't fit in a Japanese sleeve. These doubles, they're making them so damned big on the spine, you can't fit them in anything. And you know, so I'm thinking about getting a product by a company called Vinyl Storage Solutions. He's in Canada, but I think he's got a distributor in Germany, Michael 45. I think his shop, he distributes them. I think he does a jacket that will fit wide-spined double gatefolds. I need to find out, because they're getting silly now. This is getting silly. I've had a few double gatefolds, not necessarily a double, but I've had a couple of gatefolds where you just can't fit them in a bag. It's just horrendous. But that aside, Honeymoon, a really good record. This sounds fantastic. This is just the black vinyl version, nothing special there. And that's going to be added to my Lana Del Rey collection. I have got a few shootout videos coming up. I think I'll probably do a Tommy shootout between that German first pressing and my Abbey Road remaster. I'm also going to do a deep dive review into the Syd Barrett box set. I've been listening to that for the last few weeks since I've had it, trying to digest it. Want to do a review of that. Also want to do a shootout of the reissue, or the remix, Stephen Wilson remix of Richard Wright's Wet Dream. I've got a first pressing of that, so I want to do I want to compare that with the Stephen Wilson remix. Historically, I'm not a massive fan of Stephen Wilson's remixes. Some I think work, some don't, but we'll see. And that is it for this week. Thanks for all your comments on the Now and Then video. That's been really popular. I know it's a bit of a controversial subject. There's a lot of passionate people out there that love the Beatles. I love the Beatles. I grew up with the Beatles. We're all entitled to an opinion. My opinion is what it is, you know. But thanks for your comments. It really does help my channel grow. Hit that like and subscribe button below, and you'll get notified of any future content. And after that, all said and done, I'll thank you and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.